Okay, if we just go back to the stack node class and see how we're getting on. We've got the two member variables. You could obviously have more. We've got a constructor which initializes them. You've got a get and a set for the linked node. Notice the set linked node is actually grayed out because we're not currently using it. We've got a get ID so we can view that. What we are lacking at the moment is perhaps a toString method. And let's have a look at how IntelliJ creates a toString and what kind of changes you would need to do. So if we go to generate and you click toString, and they're the two values that you're going to connect to. Technically speaking, you're not going to display the linked node. You're only going to display the value inside the integer. But what you might be able to do is from the linked node, grab its ID. So that's a question for you to work out what you want to do. But if I just select both, it creates a an override on the toString method. Let's just test what that actually does. So for the time being, let's get rid of all of that. And simply for SN1, we've created SN1. Let's link it to SN2 just for the sake of this exercise. Then run a system out statement, because what we are trying to do here is test how that looks. And the approach that I'm taking in this code is, as you probably will notice, is that I'm testing code. I'm getting it to. So now I have a toString method, which is its default one. Let's have a look at what it actually shows. And so let's run that, stop that, run it, and see what it outputs. It's building it at the moment, and there we go. So this is the format it does it. It writes stack node, the ID, the link node, and it gives you the ID and information from it. So that's actually quite useful. So it tells you that you've got nothing connected. It tells you the ID, the link. So with a little bit of work, you can easily adapt this into something else, make it look more appropriate to your purposes. So creating a toString method with a little bit of adjustment actually becomes a useful piece of information passed back to the user. In my view, it looks more like the kind of information you would use if you were trying to test your code and see whether it's storing things correctly. Yeah, so you could rearrange it, and I'm just going to superficially do it. So the stack node, I could get rid of that, put the ID here, put a colon in there, comma, linked node gives me the linked node. And it's interesting here, notice that the linked node here is whether it's null or not. Okay, so, and it also, for the linked node, gives you, it looks like it's using the stack node toString method to actually display the linked node. That's interesting, because that's one of the advantages of using overrides. Let's run it, and you'll notice that here we go. Let's have a look. So there, I've just tidied it up. ID is 1, the linked node is ID 2. Job done.